Okay, hello everybody. Hope you all are doing great. Before I get into the video, I want to give a special and heartfelt thank you to everyone who shared their condolences about the recent loss of my dad. I deeply appreciate that. My dad was a great man and he will be sorely missed. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I truly appreciate the kind words that were expressed toward me. Also, I recently reached 100 subscribers. So to those who have subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. When I first started this channel, I thought if I ever reached 50 subscribers, that would be amazing to me. And now I've doubled it. I've hit 100 a couple of times, and then I've dropped back from people leaving, and that's okay. I know that my personality and my method of making videos isn't for everyone, but those who have hung around and those who have recently subscribed, I appreciate it, and I hope you get some benefit from what I do here. But today we'll get into the video. We're going to be looking at ArchBang. Now, ArchBang is one of the, I don't want to say it's a lesser known arch respin, but it doesn't get the it doesn't get all the accolades or whatever for what ArchBang brings to the table as a lot of the other arch respins. But to me, this is one of the absolute best arch respins that has ever been produced, in my opinion. Now, yes, it's called ArchBang, which throws back to the days of CrunchBang, but it's not, when you boot the desktop, it's nothing like CrunchBang. It's a very minimal, if you're familiar with Mio Linux, I try to make a very minimal system so that you can basically put on the system what you want. ArchBang is a lot like that, and I used ArchBang at one point for several months, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Never had an issue with it. I haven't looked at it in several years. I think ArchBang, it's been around for probably, I'm going to say since around 2010, maybe 2011. I'm not sure. It's been around a long time. And to me, one of the benefits of ArchBang back when I used it was their installer. They used their own installer, which is, a script, and made the installation of Arch very easy at the time. And for those of you who you don't want to do the quote unquote archway installation, this is another choice for you. It comes with Openbox. Out of the box is an Openbox distro, and like I said, it's very minimal, so it might be an easy way for you to install Arch if you don't want to do it the Arch way, and you can just add another desktop to it. One of the things that brought this to my attention, I was kind of moving around, looking around on the internet, and I saw where ArchBang had incorporated the Zen Installer. And I thought, I was kind of torn because I absolutely loved the ArchBang installer, but it piqued my interest because I wanted to see, basically I was interested in it, wanted to see what it would do. So we're going to discover this together. This is ArchBang. I've already set it up in VirtualBox. I haven't looked at it yet. We're going to be discovering this together. All right? So let's go ahead and get it started. Oh, look at that. That's a nice grub screen. Let's see what we have. I'm just looking over this real quick to see what options are available. Alright, I'm going to start it. And I'm going to go ahead and go full screen. I hope that will work. But we'll soon find out. I had not thought about ArchBang in a long time. It was probably, I'm going to say 5 years ago, maybe just 4 years ago. I ran ArchBang for probably, I'm going to say 6 months. And that was back in the heyday of my distro hopping. And to me, it was an excellent, absolutely excellent distro. Never had any problems whatsoever. It did take a little bit of setting up, adding some configuration files to get font rendering looking good, but it was a wonderful distro. And now when this boots, I'm going to assume it's still the same. I'm going to assume that with a name like ArchBang, you may think it's going to look somewhat similar or reminiscent to the old CrunchBang distro, but in my experience, it didn't look like that. Alright, we're getting there. I've not even looked at ArchBang in years, so I'm interested to see what it looks like today, and I want to see exactly how they've incorporated, oh, it's going full screen. I want to see how they've incorporated the Zen Installer. And let me preface this, I have not read any documentation. I just saw that they had started including the Zen Installer, and that piqued my interest. I didn't read anything else about it. I just went and downloaded the ISO, and we're going to see exactly what's what. Now I do want to say, according to the SourceForge site, this is a beta ISO, so things may or may not work correctly. Okay, looks like there this notification up here, that looks to be dunced. Not very much going on whatsoever here. We have the Tent 2 panel with a clock, network manager, and a volume icon. And over here in the left corner we have Firefox and the terminal. So let's take a real quick look around, and then I want to try to install this. Now I do want to point out this is VirtualBox, so take that as it comes. It may or may not work the way it would work on your actual hardware. Have a quick link to the terminal, which I will assume is LX terminal. Let's see, that's what it does appear to be. Yeah, that's the LX terminal. I'm going to go ahead and increase this font so that things will be a little easier to see if we have to use the terminal. Okay, and they're using the Solarized Dark theme. And let me see if I can increase the size of this just when it's needed, or if it's needed. Okay. Okay, browser, we know that's Firefox, the file manager. I will assume, as before, is PCMan-FM, and it is. I can tell just by looking at it, but I'm going to go ahead and hit About. PCMan-FM, my absolute favorite file manager. An editor, let's see, that's probably LeafPad. Here are the, oh good, they still include the ArchBang installer. Now guys, if you've never tried ArchBang, this ArchBang installer is a thing of beauty. Its simplicity and gets the job done. And there's the Zen Installer. We'll come back to it. Applications. Not much in stock. L3 AF pad. Leaf pad. Okay. Firefox. Oh, not much installed at all. I was thinking this was a dynamic applications menu. I'll tell you what, when I read about it including the Zen Installer, it said it takes a little while for the Zen Installer to open. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and open the Zen Installer, and then I'll look around a little bit more in depth, because this has me a little bit curious. Alright? Zen Installer. Please wait. Loading Zen Installer network tool. Okay. Go ahead and close that. I don't know how long it will take. Let's see, let me go ahead. That has me curious, because there are very few applications whatsoever on here. And I want to see what that is. That a misspelling or what? I don't know. Nowhere else do you get such in-depth coverage of a Linux distro as you do on the Mio Linux channel. Is that leaf pad? Alright, let's go ahead and open PCman FM. Because if that is all of the applications that are installed, I'm going to assume that possibly the menu is completely edited by hand. Alright, let me open hidden files. And if you've noticed, the Zen Installer still hasn't opened. So he wasn't kidding when he said it took a while. Go to config or .config and Openbox, and let's look at the menu. L3. Apparently that's not a misspelling, because it's showing here as L3 AF pad. And let me go full screen on that. I want to find that. Alright, here's the applications menu. And that's an XDG. Now, I've never used this before, but I do know that is a dynamic menu. Now that's interesting. Let's look at PCman FM again. I'm going to close, or not close it, but go back up here. Now, as you see, there's no, normally in PCman FM you have a quick link over here for the applications that are installed, but it's not showing here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to root, because I want to see exactly user, share. Okay, there's the Zen Installer. Let me look at this real quick. User share applications. Oh, look at this. We have a lot more. I'm not sure if this is due to it being beta. Customized look and feel, that wasn't showing up in applications. Gparted, that wasn't showing. Ooh, Gparted twice, that's interesting. HTOP, L3 AF pad. That has to be, is that the next generation of leaf pad? I don't know. About L3 AF pad. Okay, so there you go. LeafPad is my favorite text editor, but it's L3. That must be a fork, or maybe LeafPad. I know that LeafPad isn't available in Debian or Dev1 in their newest releases, and I wonder if L3 AFPad might be. I'll have to look into that. But we have several things here that aren't showing up in the menu. So, okay. I won't blabber anymore. I was just curious exactly what was going on. Let's start the Zen Installer. Would you like to use automatic or blah blah blah? Let's try manual. Below is the list of available drives. Okay. I did give it 15 gigabytes of space for this virtual hard disk. Select the drive you want to use, SDA. Do you need to partition? Yes, I do. And that opens up gparted. Alright, let's create a partition table. MS-DOS, this is going to be BIOS. And I will make one new swap partition of 1024. And I'm just going to do one large root partition. And apply it. Everything has completed, so we will close this and close gparted. I'll wait till this stops down here on the bottom. And let's see if we get another window pop up now. Alright, root partition will be SDA2. Yes, I do want to use a swap partition. SDA1. No, I don't need that. No, I don't think. It's been a while since I've really messed with Arch. I don't think I actually need a boot partition. No, I don't need a home partition. Select your country code to find the fastest mirrors. US. Default is American English, so that's what I need. It's already marked, so okay. Do I need to change? No, I don't need to change the keyboard model. To character country code for your layout, US. No, I don't need to change it. Do you see your key map in any of the options above? No, I don't. Select your key map. Okay. US. There it is. Select your country zone, America. Your subzone, which should be New York. I'm on Eastern Standard Time. There it is, New York. Yes, I want to use UTC. Enter a host name and it pops up automatically as Revenge. I'm going to change that to ArchBang and hit enter. Username is Dan, all lowercase, enter. A root password. Be careful typing that in. You don't see the actual letters that are being typed. Letters, numbers, and symbols will not show up there. Bash, because that's simply what I'm most familiar with. Kernels available. Okay. I'm going to go LTS. The Revenge installer has detected you're in VirtualBox. No, just to save time, no. Would you like to add? Okay. This is ArchBang, not Revenge or whatever, Zen Installer. So I'm going to say no. Now, folks, I have not read any documentation on ArchBang and their inclusion of the Zen Installer. So I might be totally screwing this thing up. I don't know. No. Would you like to install a graphical package manager? No. No. Would you like to? No, not for this. What display manager would you like to use? Now, it seems like when I used ArchBang before, it just booted straight into the desktop, but I can't say for sure. So I'm going to choose one. Default. I was going to choose LXDM, but here I see default. I'm going to risk everything and go with default. Oh dear, it's offering desktops, and I don't see anything that says ArchBang. We do have Openbox. Look at more window managers. Let me click that just to see what it does. I'm looking to see if ArchBang is on here. Now, I just looked over this real quick. I'm not seeing anything that says ArchBang. Maybe since this is beta, maybe they're still working on this. So let me, since ArchBang is Openbox, and I still don't see. This did populate some more items here, and I'm still not seeing ArchBang. Okay, let's see. Folks, if this doesn't work out, I'm going to choose Openbox and just hit OK. If this doesn't work out, would you like to install Firefox? Firefox is already installed. No. LibreOffice, no. Here you can choose to add more software if you want to by clicking a category and hitting OK. I'm not going to add anything. This is just VirtualBox, so I'm just going to click OK. Yes, I want to install a bootloader on Dev SDA1 or Dev SDA, I'm sorry. No, there are no other operating systems. Click yes to begin the installation. Alright, here we go, guys. And it's sorting the fastest Pac-Man mirrors. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. I am not seeing anything that is updating Pac-Man cache. It's not giving me any indication of the progress. So installing base. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and I will come back when and if this actually is accomplished. Be right back. Okay, I just wanted to cut in here. Took about, I'm going to say 15 minutes for the base to install, and it's been doing this install desktop sound and video drivers for about, I'm going to say 5, 6, maybe 7 minutes. So I'm not sure, to be honest, I'm not sure if this is really working or not. This is the first screen that has shown a progress bar. When it was installing the base, it never did show a progress bar going across. So I just wanted to cut in installing the bootloader. I don't know how long that's going to take, so I'm going to pause the video and I will come back when it's finished and we'll see how it gets on with it, okay? Okay, it says the installation is finished. It went through, it was saying it was adding the user, adding the software choices and all that. So I'm going to click OK, and we will, let's see, what would you like to do now? I'm going to say close this. Okay, what I'm going to do is reboot, but I'm going to shut down so that I can take out the virtual disk, and then I will start it again. All in all, that took, I think I glanced at the clock down here on my panel. I think that started at around 3:23, so that took about 25 minutes. Oh dear. I'm really interested to see if this is going to give me the ArchBang desktop or not. Alright, we've removed that, so let's start it and see what we have. Okay, it installed. I'll go ahead and hit enter. when I was going through the options, if you recall, there were no options for the ArchBang desktop or anything like that. So I don't know if I just installed a basic Arch Openbox system, or if this is going to actually boot into the ArchBang desktop. And as I also said earlier, I didn't read any documentation. Okay, it installed LightDM. And it gave me just a basic it gave me just a basic Openbox system. It didn't give me the ArchBang desktop. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start all over, because I don't know. As I said, I didn't read documentation. I don't know if there was something specific I was supposed to do so that the Zen Installer would install the ArchBang desktop. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this video. I'm going to reinsert the ISO and start all over and use the ArchBang installer, because I love it. That ArchBang installer is just a thing of beauty, or at least it is to me. So I will be right back. Okay, I went in and deleted all the other files from the previous ArchBang install, and I've set it all up again. So let's get started. And I'm just going to jump right into the ArchBang installer. Mr. Green, if you're watching this, or if anyone associated with ArchBang is watching this, I apologize. It was not my intention to point out any possible problems. Mr. Green, that's the moniker the developer goes by. Seems like a really great guy. He seems helpful. And of course, you saw the Zen installer did work, but it didn't give me the ArchBang desktop. And it took a long time. I don't have the best, this isn't the best computer in the world. It only has 4 gigabytes of memory. It's just not the best. And I don't know if, my hardware was probably part of what the problem was for it taking so long. It took about roughly, I'm going to say 25 minutes to do the whole installation from the time I started the Zen installer. I'm going to go ahead and go full screen on that. But then again, this, using that Zen installer on ArchBang is definitely worth considering. It allows you to install any desktop environment you want. I don't remember what the actual ArchBang what the actual Zen installer ISO size is. Seems like this ArchBang ISO, well, let me just look at it. Let's see. ArchBang properties. It was 779 megabytes in size. I don't know if that's comparable to the Zen installer ISO or not. But it does work here in ArchBang, so might be another option for you to consider if you don't have much what's it called, bandwidth or whatever on your internet connection, and that ISO for ArchBang is a little bit smaller than the Zen Installer ISO. It might be worth considering. Alright, here we are back into the desktop. I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to go straight to the ArchBang installer. Whoops, let me do that. And like I said, I thought, and I still think, well, I need to shut my mouth because I haven't seen it yet. Okay, yeah, this is very, very familiar. I don't know if it has changed much since I last used it, which was several years ago, but this looks very similar. What you do, you have all these numbers that coincide with what's going to be done. You can enter one number at a time or enter several, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to do one at a time at first, just so I can get my bearings. Okay, so I'm going to put in number 1 and hit enter. Oh, wait a minute, let me see if I can make this a little bigger so it'll be a little easier for you guys to see. Alright, and let me go ahead and make this bigger. Alright, I'm doing number 1, partition scheme. Select default partitioning. And I'm going to go with default, number 1. Select your partition program. And I'm going to go with number 1, CF disk. SDA, that's where I want, number 1. And I'm going to go with DOS. We have 15 gigabytes, so I need to make a new partition. You see there, down here on the bottom, new. Use your arrow keys to move around and hit enter for new. And I'm going to do 1024 megabytes. Primary. Let's see, type will be, where is it? Linux swap, that right there. And for this one, new. I want the rest of the space, primary. I want to make it bootable, and it's already set up as Linux, so I am going to write this out. Are you sure you want to? Yes. Type in yes and hit enter. And it has been written. So we go over to quit and hit quit. Select the root partition. The root partition was number 2, SDA2. Yes. And you need to type in the letter Y, because as you see here, the N for no is capitalized, and if you just hit enter without hitting the Y, without entering Y, it's going to stop it. Okay, so Y, enter. I want ext4, which is number 4. Select a swap file system. I need to do one of the partitions that I created, so that's number 1. Dev SDA1, that's correct, so type it in, that's option number 1. And again, type in the letter Y and hit enter. And press enter to continue. Alright, I'm going to do number 2 I will do by itself again. Now, I'm going to admit I am not an expert in Arch. I remember when I first discovered this, several years ago. To me, it made the installation of Arch very easy. I wasn't a brand new user of Linux, but you would still probably have referred to me as a noob. Noob. And at that time, trying to install Arch, the Arch way was way more than I was comfortable with. There weren't hardly any, at that time, there were hardly any of these distros that would allow you to install Arch a little easier. This was one of them. I think the other one that I was familiar with, I believe was called Bridge Linux, that used some scripts to install Arch, and they dropped development, I think, before I ever actually tried this. So I ended up going with ArchBang, and even though I still wasn't really familiar with what was going on, it did make installing Arch a lot easier. And I ran it for probably 6 months or so, maybe a little longer. Never had a problem with it. It ran great. The longest I've ever used Arch was about 9 months as my daily system ran Arch. Never had a problem except one time, and it was a different system than this. I don't even remember what it was at the time. And something happened with Light DM in one of the upgrades, and I could not boot. It took me forever to get that problem fixed. And after that, I thought, man, I don't want to have to deal with this. Just give me something stable that works, and I'm happy. I know a little more now, and I might get by without any problems. I don't know. This is bringing back a lot of memories of when I ran ArchBang before. It was a great system. And I think I mentioned earlier, you do have to, you still have to do some configuration to get your font rendering right, and a few other little things. But all in all, just a great system. If you're familiar with Mio Linux, I don't include hardly anything on the system. I let the user decide what they want on their system, and ArchBang does the same thing. You don't get hardly anything. So it's installing. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video while this finishes, and I will come back when the next step is ready to be performed. Okay? Be right back, guys. Okay, that finished. Now I'm going to go through, do the host name, time zone, clock, locale, keyboard layout. I'm going to do all 4 of those. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 through 7. Alright, enter the host name. I'm going to keep it ArchBang. Alright, doing our time zone. I am in America. That's number 2. Oh dear. Let's see, I need New York. There it is, number 90. So enter 90 on the keyboard and hit enter. Yes, I need that. I want UTC, number 1, enter. Oh dear. Oh, where's you? English US. That's what I'm looking for, English US. Let's see if I can scroll up here. There we go, number 92. Okay, so I need to enter number 92. Hit enter. Yes. And it's generating the locales. I don't know, to me, you know, the Zen Installer, that was started by a friend of mine, Jody. Great guy, did a lot of work, made things accessible for more average users to install Arch. And then when he hung it up, Josiah, I believe his name's Josiah, young guy. Hey, I'm about to be 53 years old next month, and Josiah is still in high school as far as I know. He took it over and has continued with the Zen Installer, and Josiah has done an outstanding job. So I don't want it to sound like I am saying anything against the Zen Installer. It does the job, does it great. But this ArchBang installer, to me, maybe I'm getting sentimental, I don't know. But I remember when I first installed Arch, or ArchBang, oh man, this thing, it was just amazing to me. And it's still amazing to me. It's an excellent installer. Alright, we're doing make a knit. That's what I call it. I don't know what you call it. And Mr. Green has done an outstanding job with this installation script. Absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure how long this is going to take. It has been so long since I've done this. Oh dear, missing firmware. Possibly missing firmware. You know, as a not so experienced user, you see something like that and you think, oh no, it's not it's not gonna work, I'm missing some firmware. Just hold your horses, everything's probably gonna be fine. It says I'm missing firmware, it's not gonna work. If that's you and you're concerned about that, I can only give you my experience. In my experience, anytime I've ever gotten a message about possible missing firmware, everything still works fine. I've never had an issue with it, so don't let that be detrimental to you. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the video. It's probably as soon as I pause it, it's going to finish this step, but I'm going to do it anyway, so I'll be right back. And of course, I was right. Almost as soon as I hit pause, it popped up this next screen. So we're choosing our key map, and I want US right there, number 95. Hit enter. Confirm, yes. Alright, need to install the bootloader, number 8. I'm going to do that one by itself because that's the way I roll, baby. I want grub 2, number 1. I'm going to let it do it automatically. Hopefully it'll work out. And I do know this takes a couple of minutes and I don't have enough to talk about while this is going on, so I'm going to pause the video. I'll be right back. Okay, that has finished, and it's saying press enter to continue. And now I'm going to do 9 and 10 together, so 9-10, and hit enter. Enter the new root password. Be very careful what you type here because it doesn't show. And press enter to continue. Create a new user. Alright, enter the new username. I'm going to use all lowercase letters. And now it's asking for a password. Be very careful what you type because it doesn't show. And press enter to continue. Alright, we're finished. That went much smoother and quicker than the Zen Installer, and I don't want to make it look like I'm disparaging Zen or the use of Zen on ArchBang, but the ArchBang installer to me is just a thing of beauty. So I'm going to hit D for done right here at the bottom. Okay, and enter. Reboot the system. No, I'm not going to reboot it. I'm going to shut it down so that I can remove the ISO. And hopefully this time we will reboot into an ArchBang desktop. Something failed unmounting. I'm not worried about that. Let me go into the settings, go to storage, click on the ArchBang and remove the disk, and OK, and start. And there we have our grub screen for Arch, so that's a good sign. Always a good sign when grub shows up. And it looks like we have a few less files. I can't remember exactly what the file count was when I used the Zen installer. Seems like it was 80-something thousand. Come on, ArchBang, you can do it. You can do it. And let's see if this boots straight into the desktop again. Seems like that. Yep, there we go. Boot straight to the desktop. No login manager or display manager. So if that concerns you, you can install one. And yep. Oop. It is installed because the installer option in the menu is now gone. Okay, and we have a few more options here in the applications now. That's interesting. It's still not showing customized look and feel. Gparted is now showing. Alright, let's see what we can do. Let's try updating the system. Let me increase the size of this again. I know there's some keyboard shortcuts you can use to do this, but right now I cannot remember what they are. I think it's shift and the plus symbol, but I'm not sure. Alright, let me make this a little bigger so it won't run lines everywhere. Alright, sudo pacman -syyu. Oh dear. Okay. Sudo leaf, no, not leaf pad, L3AF pad, etc pacman.conf. Let's see what we have here. I know y'all don't want to hear that clicking sound of my mouse, so let me grab the scroll bar over here. Alright, we have core, extra, and community. So that looks good. Oh, what's that other one? Mirror list. Sudo, well, here, let me do it this way. etc pacman.d mirror list. Okay, it's looking, let me go down to US. It looks like all of the mirrors are commented out. US, everything's commented out. US, come on. United Kingdom, there we go, United States. Everything's commented out. So you keep that in mind if you want to try using this. I don't know which one will be the quickest. I'm just going to uncomment one. Tizoid, I like that name, Tizoid. I choose my mirror by name, not by how fast they are. I'm going to save it and close. And now let's try updating again. Alright, that looks a little better. And I never use the AUR. Anytime I've ever used Arch, I like just trying to stay with the default Arch repositories. Yes, I want to do that. And this is going to take a while because I noticed there is a new kernel. So what I will do, I will pause the video and come back when this is finished. Oh dear, look at this. No packages upgraded. Oh dear, all these keys. Now luckily, luckily yesterday I was doing my best. My friend Jim Acklaw had recently did a video where he took one of Midfinger's Arch respins and he upgraded it from the last ISO that Midfinger released, which was in 2016, and he successfully updated it and upgraded it to the Arch current system. And I'd made a comment on that video. I wondered if that could be done with Midfinger's 32-bit version, because there is Arch Linux 32 now, which is a community supported 32-bit version of Arch. And I tried it, and I was not having very much success because you have to change over to the Arch Linux 32 mirror list and all that stuff. And I just, to be honest, I didn't have the time, and I really didn't have the interest to try to get it finished. I would have loved to have been able to produce a video showing that you could update and upgrade Midfinger's 32-bit version, and probably there's people out there who are a lot more experienced with Arch that could do it, but I didn't have the knowledge, and I readily admit that. But what I do think happened is it allowed me to know what I need to do right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in a couple of commands here. Sudo pack, let me move my cursor out of the way. Pacman -key -init. Alright, and follow that with pacman, sudo pacman -key populate Arch Linux. Alright, I'm holding my breath. I'm hoping this is going to work, because a lot of those errors up here that I had, that's what I found when I was trying to do that with Midfinger's ISO. I'm hoping this is going to work this time. Well, it worked last time, but I ran into some other errors that I didn't have time to try to track down and figure out what I needed to do. Alright, things are looking pretty good. Not sure how long this will take. And if you are interested in that Zen installer, you know, I didn't show the whole process. Esnix has done several videos on the Zen installer for Arch Linux. I would encourage you to check out his channel, and you know, just do a search on his channel for Zen installer, because he does show the whole process. This is just me. I prefer the ArchBang installer over the Zen installer for ArchBang itself. Okay, that has finished. Let's see if we can update and upgrade now. And again, what I'm going to do as soon as I start the upgrade, I'm going to pause the video and I'll come back. Yes, just hit enter. The Y is capitalized, so enter. Alright guys, I'll be right back in just a moment. Alright, that was what it needed. It needed to do those pacman keys, those two commands that I just ran, and the update was successful. Update and upgrade. And now I want to look at something real quick before I end the video. I want to see if this does actually dynamically add applications. So what can I install real quick that won't take long before I end the video? Let's see, sudo pacman F PCman FM sudo pacman -s audacious. That shouldn't take very long. Yes. And if that appears in the applications menu, I'll be very happy. I'm still a bit perplexed why some of the applications aren't showing, like customized look and feel and OBConf, but that's okay. I know a way around that. I do want to say a big thanks to Mr. Green, the developer of ArchBang. This is an excellent distro. Okay, that's finished. And I want to say thank you to Josiah for the Zen Installer. He's done an absolutely fantastic job continuing that work. All right, sound audacious. There it is. Okay, so that is indeed a dynamic pipe menu for Openbox, and that works. All right, so there you go, guys. This is ArchBang, Arch Linux with two easy installers. I prefer the ArchBang installer myself. It does give you the actual ArchBang desktop, and if I miss something about how to use the Zen installer in ArchBang, I apologize. But I hope you guys have a great weekend. Take care, and thanks a lot. See you later.